first technique we're going to be looking at is the basic armbar from the closed guard position. Okay, so from here, I like to grab the sleeve here on the same side. That's the arm you're going to be attacking. All right, now one of the options you can do is also controlling the posture. So that means your opposite arm, that hand is going to go inside his jacket just like this. All right, so that way there we can control the distance as well as the posture to break it down. So that way there we can start moving our hips around his elbow. So what I like to do from here is as I'm uncrossing my legs, I'm also going to bring his elbow a little bit inside as such like this. All right, so controlling this. Now that created some space right here so I can actually place my foot right onto his hip as such. Now I've seized his arm temporarily, and now all I need to do is shift my hips from here, and I'll pass my leg around the neck, and now from here make this heel very heavy, and I'm going to trap the wrist, let go of the collar, and have two hands on the wrist and finalize the elbow lock, which is the arm bar. All right, so right here from a different angle, this is just one variation of attacking the basic arm bar. I'm going to grab here, grab inside his jacket, pull with the knees, and now from here, as I bring the arm towards myself, look, it creates some space so I can turn my hips, pass my leg, make it very heavy, trap his wrist, then I can let go of the collar and have two hands on his wrist so I can slightly elevate my hips and create leverage for the armbar. Along with the basic armbar, we can also set it up using what I like to refer to as the high guard position. So from here, I'm going to set it up the same way I was going for my initial attack. As I get to this position here, I'm going to bring this foot just over his shoulder and watch. Very heavy here. I'm going to lock the closed guard. So this is the high guard. Simply what it means is I'm trapping and isolating that shoulder. So if you can't see his shoulder, that's the high guard position. Now it makes it very heavy and very challenging for my opponent to bring his arm out of there. Now from here, as he's trying to struggle to get his arm out of position, you're going to sense that he's going to relax, and that is going to be your cue to pass this foot right over, and once again, back to our basic attack. Okay, let's take a look once again. So we're having the sleeve control, collar grip, all right, foot on the hip. We're going to turn the angle, and now from here, all that's left to do instead of passing the leg is just dropping this foot on top, very heavy on top of his shoulder, and crossing my feet here. Now this makes it very tight as a position. And now when you're ready, you'll pass this leg just over here, trap the wrist, once again, finalize the armbar. Now we also have a basic technique which is called the Kimura lock, all right? So all we're doing here is bringing his hands to the mat. Now we're gonna seize his wrist, and now we're gonna uncross the legs as we're pinching onto his hips. And now we're gonna use the opposite arm and swing it in front of his neck, all right? Not on this side. We're gonna give ourselves a swing, trap the elbow, and now from here, watch. As I lean into his arm, right, I'm snug against his elbow. Now I'm gonna turn to the side, and from here, lock my guard once again. And look, this hand is gonna go towards his back. And that is the basic shoulder lock, also known as the Kimura. So once again, bring the hands to the mat, seize the wrist, uncross your legs, make a slight shrimp, move yourself up onto your elbow, trap his arm, trap your own wrist, and from here, look, bring your leg over the hip. Now scoot yourself out, and from here, Kimura. Along with the shoulder lock, aka the Kimura, we can also do the same shoulder lock using our own legs, which is referred to as the omoplata. So now we're gonna bring the hands to the ground, one, trap his wrist just like we did, but look, as I scoot out, I'm gonna push my knee inside to control the far side arm. And look, this leg will go over the shoulder, one, now turn my hips, two, and lock the triangle position. The reason why I want to lock the triangle is this is going to give me time to adjust my position. So from here, sometimes I need to readjust my grip on the sleeve. I need to move my hips out. And look, I'll just dive up by push kicking his shoulder to the mat. One, sitting myself up. And from here, bring my toes to the outside, finalize the shoulder lock. So from a different angle, bring the hands to the mat, seize the wrists, move your hips, bring the knee inside. Bring the opposite foot on the opposite side of his shoulder. Move yourself out. And once again, you're going to take a second by locking your feet into a triangle position. A very important detail from here is to not let go of the sleeve. All right. So this with the legs as well as this with your grip is very important for the control of the finalization of the omoplata. Now from here, we're going to move our hips out, push him down to the mat, make him flat so you can sit up. And from here, let's turn a little bit, Alex. From here, once we're sitting up, bring both feet to the outside in this direction And now bring your knee over his shoulder, which you won't do, but that's the direction you want to guide yourself to elevate slightly, slowly into the shoulder lock. Now for this tutorial, we're going to show a choke, all right, as the last technique. There's a lot more arm bars, but another one that I like to do is just holding the collar just like this. Initially, we went a little bit deeper. Now we're going to go a little bit more around his chest level. Just a very loose grip right here. Now, as I uncross myself, I'm going to sit up to the side just like the Kimura. I'm going to go one and move up and look, bring my elbow to the mat so I can have a seat and post up. Now, from this direction, what's going to happen is my opponent's going to think he could just jump over my legs to pass the guard. All right? So what we want to do now is use this hand and duck his head down. As I push his head, I'm going to raise my elbow and look, loop him into the position to finalize the loop choke. So once again, I'm grabbing his jacket, very regular grip, not too tight around the chest. All right, I'm gonna unlock, move myself up, and it looks like I wanna play the butterfly guard. So I'm just sitting up, and now I'm keeping both feet on the outside instead, all right? So now, before my opponent attempts to pass the guard, what we're gonna do is push his head down, elevate your arm, and look, you'll trap him inside that loop choke. That's the loop right here. And now as I lean to this side, boom. From here, finalize the choking technique. All right, guys, so there you have it. Some very fundamental techniques, submission attacks you can do from the closed guard position. Hope you enjoyed this content. Leave us a thumbs up. Make sure if you are new to our channel to subscribe for more tutorials just like this one. We'll catch you
in the next video.
Take care.